First contact deception. The holographic display aboard the TES Meridian filled the bridge with an eerie blue glow as Commander Sarah Chen studied the approaching vessels. Their sleek, crystalline designs marked them as Arcturian ships, the self-proclaimed masters of the Orion Arm. 3 massive dreadnoughts, each easily dwarfing her modest exploration vessel, moved with predatory grace through the void. "Status report," she ordered, keeping her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. This wasn't just another first contact scenario. This was the moment humanity had spent the last century preparing for. Lieutenant Rodriguez adjusted his neural interface and brought up the sensor readings. Arcturian vessels maintaining approach vector. Their weapons are powered but not targeted. Energy signatures suggest Shield-class VI technology, exactly as our long-range intel indicated. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. For decades, humanity had intercepted and analyzed Arcturian communications, studied their technology from afar, and built up an elaborate facade of being a young, struggling spacefaring species. The Meridian itself was part of that deception, a vessel deliberately designed to look precisely as advanced as the Arcturians would expect from a primitive race. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer Patil announced, her fingers dancing across the haptic interface. "Standard Arcturian diplomatic frequencies." On screen, Sarah commanded, straightening her uniform. The holographic display shifted, revealing a tall, alabaster-skinned figure with 4 arms and bioluminescent markings that pulsed with barely contained superiority. "Greetings, vessels of Earth," the Arcturian spoke, their translator converting the crystalline sounds into smooth English. "I am High Marshal Vex Thor of the Arcturian Empire. We have been observing your species' fumbling steps into the cosmos with great interest." Sarah bowed slightly, playing her role perfectly. "High Marshal, I am Commander Chen of the Terran Exploration Service. We are honored by your presence." Vex Thor's upper arms moved in what their intelligence suggested was a gesture of dismissal. "Yes, well, your species has finally managed to achieve faster-than-light travel, however primitive your methods may be. The Empire has decided it's time to welcome you into the galactic community." Behind Sarah, her crew maintained their carefully crafted appearance of awe and nervousness. None of them betrayed any sign that humanity's true FTL capabilities had surpassed the Arcturians' crystal drive technology decades ago. "We are grateful for the Empire's recognition," Sarah responded, adding just the right touch of eagerness to her voice. "Our people have so much to learn." Indeed, Vex Thor's bioluminescent patterns flickered with amusement. "Your species will be granted protectorate status within the Empire. We will guide your development, manage your resources, and ensure you don't accidentally destroy yourselves with technology beyond your understanding." Sarah allowed her expression to shift to one of concern. "Protectorate status? I'm afraid I don't have the authority to make such decisions. Our planetary council would need to." "Commander," Vex Thor interrupted, their patterns now pulsing with harsh reds. "Perhaps I should be more clear. This is not a negotiation. The Empire has detected your primitive attempts at colonizing nearby systems. Without our protection, you would inevitably encounter species far less benevolent than ourselves. Accept our generous offer, or face the consequences of rejection." Sarah's crew tensed, but she maintained her facade of diplomatic concern. "High Marshal, please understand. I must consult with Earth's leadership. We've never encountered a situation like this." "Very well," Vex Thor conceded with obvious disdain. "You have 1 planetary rotation to communicate with your leaders. We will expect your surrender. Your acceptance. By then." The transmission cut off abruptly. Sarah waited exactly 3 seconds before activating the quantum entanglement communicator hidden beneath layers of primitive electronics. "Control, this is Meridian. Operation Trojan Horse is proceeding exactly as projected. Arcturian forces have made contact and delivered their ultimatum." The response came instantly, bypassing all conventional detection methods. "Understood, Meridian. Ghost Fleet is in position. Continue as planned." The Empire's arrogance will be their undoing. Sarah looked at her crew, no longer hiding their true capability and training. Send the coded signal to all our primitive colonies. It's time to show the galaxy why humanity spent a century hiding our true strength. As the Arcturian dreadnoughts loomed outside, none of their advanced sensors detected the quantum ripples spreading through space, the wake of hundreds of stealth vessels moving into position. Humanity's ghost fleet, led by the HMS Shadowblade, was about to reveal why you should never mistake patience for weakness. The true First Contact War was about to begin, and the Arcturians had no idea they'd already lost. The Ghost Fleet rises. Admiral James Harper stood on the bridge of the HMS Shadowblade, watching the quantum display as hundreds of stealth vessels emerged from their dimensional pockets. The massive ship, nearly invisible against the backdrop of space, represented everything humanity had kept hidden for a century. Fleet status, he commanded, his neural link pulsing with data from every ship under his command. Captain Maya Patel's voice came through the quantum network. All vessels reporting ready. Admiral. Quantum shields at full capacity. Phase cannons charge. The Arcturians still haven't detected our presence. The Shadowblade's bridge hummed with barely contained energy. Unlike the crystalline technology of the Arcturians, humanity had developed something far more advanced. Quantum manipulation technology that didn't just bend space, but rewrote its rules entirely. Signal from the Meridian, Lieutenant Park announced. Commander Chen reports the Arcturians are growing impatient. They're charging weapons. Harper smiled grimly. Right on schedule. Begin Phase 1. Across the void, the quantum network carried his orders instantly. 100 stealth vessels, each one more advanced than anything the Arcturians had ever encountered, moved into position around the Empire's dreadnoughts. Sir, Maya reported, the Arcturian flagship is powering up their main crystal cannon. They're targeting the Meridian. Let them fire, Harper ordered. Commander Chen knows what to do. On the quantum display, they watched as the Arcturian dreadnought unleashed a devastating beam of crystalline energy at the seemingly defenseless Meridian. The beam struck and passed straight through the ship as if it wasn't there. Holographic projection systems functioning perfectly, Park confirmed. The real Meridian is safely out of range. Harper straightened his uniform. Open a channel to High Marshal Vex Thor. Let's show them what they're really dealing with. The Arcturian leader's face appeared on the quantum display, their bioluminescent patterns still glowing with superiority. That was about to change. What trickery is this? Vex Thor demanded. Your primitive vessel. I am Admiral James Harper of the Terran Ghost Fleet. Harper interrupted, his voice calm but carrying absolute authority. That primitive vessel was a projection, just like humanity's apparent technological level for the past century. As he spoke, the Shadowblade and its escort ships dropped their quantum stealth fields. The Arcturians watched in shock as hundreds of advanced warships materialized around them, their black hulls seeming to absorb both light and hope. Impossible, Vex Thor whispered, their patterns now pulsing with fear. Your species, you couldn't have hidden this. But we did, Harper replied. While you watched our fumbling steps into space, we studied you. While you planned to enslave us, we prepared to show you why that was a mistake. Your crystal technology is impressive, High Marshal, but quantum manipulation, that's something else entirely. To demonstrate his point, Harper nodded to Maya. The Shadowblade's quantum drives activated, and the massive ship simply ceased to exist in normal space, reappearing instantly behind the Arcturian flagship. Your empire has subjugated dozens of species by appearing at their doorstep with overwhelming force, Harper continued. You mistake patience for weakness, preparation for primitive development. That ends today. Vex Thor's patterns were now strobing with panic. You dare threaten the Empire, our fleet. Your fleet is already surrounded, Harper cut in. Those quantum ripples you're detecting, that's just the first wave. Humanity doesn't want war, High Marshal, but make no mistake, we're ready for one. The quantum displays showed more Arcturian ships arriving through their Crystal Drive FTL, responding to their flagship's distress call. Harper remained unimpressed. Lieutenant Park, show them a fraction of our capabilities. The Shadowblade's phase cannons powered up, their quantum-enhanced beams targeting specific points on the nearest Arcturian dreadnought. The shots passed straight through their supposedly impenetrable shields, as if they didn't exist, precisely disabling their weapons and drive systems without causing any casualties. That was a warning, Harper declared. Your shields operate on crystalline harmonics, impressive technology, but quantum beams exist in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. You can't block what isn't entirely there. What do you want? Vex Thor asked, their superior attitude completely shattered. Simple. Humanity will take its place in the galaxy as equals, not slaves. You will acknowledge our sovereignty, withdraw your forces, and begin diplomatic relations properly. Or, Harper let the threat hang in the air as more Ghost Fleet vessels revealed themselves, each one a testament to humanity's true technological advancement. You have 1 hour to contact your Imperial Command and deliver our terms, Harper finished. Choose wisely, High Marshal. Humanity spent a century preparing for this moment. How long has your empire spent preparing for us? As the transmission ended, Maya approached Harper's command station. Do you think they'll accept? Harper watched the Arcturian ships on a quantum display, their crews undoubtedly in chaos as they realized the true situation. They don't have a choice. The question isn't whether they'll accept, but how many other subjugated species will rise up when they learn the Empire isn't as invincible as they thought. The Ghost Fleet maintained its position, hundreds of quantum-enhanced vessels surrounding the Arcturian forces. After a century of hiding, humanity had finally revealed its hand. The galaxy would never be the same. Battle of the Void Gates. The Arcturian Empire's response came not through diplomacy, but through the largest fleet mobilization in galactic history. 500 Crystal Drive warships converged on the Void Gates, ancient mysterious structures that served as the galaxy's primary FTL travel network. Their strategy was simple: control the gates, contain humanity. Captain Maya Patil now stood on her own bridge aboard the HMS Spectre, watching the massive Arcturian armada through quantum sensors. The Spectre, sister ship to the Shadowblade, held position near the Perseus Void Gate, cloaked in quantum fields that made it invisible to conventional detection. They're really going all in, her XO, Commander David Chen, observed. Practically stripped their core worlds of defenses for this. Maya nodded, studying the tactical display. Pride is expensive. Senior Command knew they wouldn't accept their loss of face. That's why we're here. The quantum network lit up with Admiral Harper's transmission from the Shadowblade. All Ghost Fleet vessels, execute Operation Checkmate. Remember your training. Today we show them why humanity chose the Void Gates as our battleground. Maya straightened in her command chair. Battle stations. Begin quantum targeting sequence. The Spectre's crew moved with practiced precision. Unlike the rigid hierarchy of Arcturian ships, human vessels operated on a neural-linked command structure, allowing for instantaneous coordination and adaptation. Multiple Crystal Drive signatures, Tactical Officer Sarah Wong reported. They're using the gate's energy field to boost their weapon yields. Just as expected, Maya smiled. Deploy quantum mirrors. The Spectre released dozens of small devices that looked like simple satellites to Arcturian sensors. In reality, each was a quantum field generator capable of redirecting energy attacks back at their source. The first Arcturian strike came as a massive crystalline beam, powerful enough to shatter a planet. It passed through the space where they thought the human fleet was hiding, and met the quantum mirrors. Mirror array functioning perfectly, Sarah announced. Enemy beam redirected. On the tactical display, Maya watched as the Arcturians' own weapon turned back on them, shattering the shields of 3 of their dreadnoughts. The enemy fleet reeled in confusion. Now, Maya ordered, Execute primary attack pattern. The Ghost Fleet move is 1. Quantum drives activated simultaneously as hundreds of human ships phased in and out of normal space, appearing at seemingly impossible positions throughout the Arcturian formation. The Void Gate's ancient energy field, rather than hindering them as the enemy expected, actually enhanced their quantum capabilities. Multiple targets locked, Sarah reported. Phase cannons charge. Fire at will. The space around the Perseus Gate erupted in quantum-enhanced warfare. Human ships, virtually invisible to Arcturian sensors, struck from constantly shifting positions. Their phase cannons ignored crystal shields entirely, precisely targeting propulsion and weapon systems. Enemy fleet attempting to regroup, David reported. They're trying to form a defensive sphere around their command ship. Maya opened a channel to Admiral Harper. Sir, they're following the predicted pattern. Ready to execute Phase 2. Proceed, Captain. Harper's voice came through clearly. Show them why we spent decades studying the Void Gates. Maya turned to her engineering chief, Dr. Rajpatal. Doctor, activate the quantum resonance device. Raj's fingers flew over his console as he initiated the device, humanity's greatest secret weapon. Based on their research of the Void Gate's ancient technology, it could manipulate quantum fields on a massive scale. Resonance field establishing, Raj reported. Gate energy synchronizing with our quantum matrix. The Void Gate's mysterious symbols began to glow with unprecedented intensity. The Arcturian fleet, still trying to maintain their formation, suddenly found their crystal drives failing. By the Founders, an Arcturian commander's panic transmission cut through all channels. What are they doing to the gate? Maya opened a broad-spectrum channel. Attention Arcturian fleet. Your crystal drive technology is now offline. You relied too heavily on the Void Gate's standard energy field. We, however, learned to control it. The quantum resonance device continued its work, creating a field that completely nullified the Arcturians' advanced technology while enhancing humanity's quantum systems. Ship after ship lost power, floating helplessly in space. Enemy fleet is disabled, Sarah reported. 87% of their vessels have lost primary power. The remainder are operating on minimal emergency systems. Maya stood, watching as the mighty Arcturian armada drifted powerless around the Void Gate. Signal Admiral Harper, the Perseus Gate is secured. The battle had lasted less than 30 minutes. The greatest fleet in Arcturian history lay paralyzed, defeated not by overwhelming force, but by humanity's deeper understanding of the technology they'd all taken for granted. Incoming transmission from the Arcturian command ship. Communications reported. There, requesting terms of surrender. Maya allowed herself a small smile. Tell Admiral Harper the board is clear. The real game can begin. The Battle of the Void Gates would go down in history not just as humanity's first major victory, but as the moment when every species in the galaxy realized that the old order had changed forever. The question now wasn't whether the Arcturian Empire would fall, but what would rise in its place. The alliance shifts. The Grand Council chamber on New Geneva Station hummed with tension as representatives from 30 different species gathered for an unprecedented meeting. 3 weeks after the Battle of the Void Gates, the galaxy's political landscape was transforming faster than anyone had predicted. Dr. Elena Santos, Earth's chief diplomat, stood at the central podium, her dark eyes scanning the assembled aliens. The chamber itself showcased humanity's true advancement. Quantum field architecture that could reconfigure itself to accommodate any species' environmental needs. The Arcturian Empire's fleet remains disabled but intact, she began, her voice carrying clearly through personalized translation fields. As promised, no lives were lost. Humanity seeks change, not conquest. A Nexarian delegate, their crystalline form shimmering with nervous energy, spoke first. For 3 centuries, our people paid tribute to the Empire. We believed their crystal technology was insurmountable. Yet they paused, facets glinting. You turned it off like a simple light. Not just turned it off, rumbled Kittle, the massive Void Walker representative. They mastered the gates themselves. Technology our oldest records call divine. Elena raised her hand for quiet as excited discussions broke out across the chamber. Humanity spent a century preparing, yes, but not for dominance. We prepared for this moment, the opportunity to reshape galactic civilization into something better. The chamber's quantum displays activated, showing the disabled Arcturian fleet still floating around the Perseus Gate. Alongside it, data streamed showing the Empire's rapid political collapse as subjugated worlds declared independence. Already, 17 former Imperial worlds have requested diplomatic relations, Elena continued. The Arcturian Empire's grip was based on technological superiority and fear. Once those were broken, and what guarantee do we have? Interrupted Tilara, the Seldavian ambassador, their feathers bristling, that humanity won't simply replace the Empire. Your quantum technology clearly surpasses anything in known space. Elena smiled. An excellent question, which is why I'm authorized to make this announcement. Humanity will be sharing our quantum technology with all species who join the new Galactic Cooperative. The chamber erupted in shock. Even the stoic Void Walkers showed surprise, their ethereal forms pulsing with unexpected colors. Not all of it, obviously, Elena clarified as the commotion settled, but the basic principles, enough for each species to develop their own quantum applications. We believe true stability comes through balance, not dominance. She gestured, and the quantum displays shifted to show technical schematics. These are the plans for basic quantum field generators. Consider them a gesture of good faith. Our scientists are prepared to help your research teams understand and adapt the technology. The Nexarian delegates' crystals chimed with excitement. This would revolutionize our entire civilization. Our crystal tech could be enhanced beyond imagination. Precisely. Elena nodded. Each species has unique insights, unique approaches. Humanity doesn't want subjects or servants. We want partners. As the delegates pored over the technical data, a new transmission cut through the chamber's communications. Admiral Harper's hologram appeared, his expression grave. Dr. Santos, we have a situation. Long-range quantum sensors have detected something concerning. Something's coming through the outer void gates, something big. Elena felt her heart rate increase, but kept her voice steady. Arcturian reinforcements. No. Harper's image flickered slightly. The energy signatures are completely unknown. Whatever's coming, it's not from any civilization we've encountered. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. The galaxy's political upheaval had attracted attention. Attention from beyond known space. How long? Elena asked. At their current speed, 3 days until they reach the Perseus Gate network. Doctor, the void gates are activating in patterns we've never seen before. Whatever built them, I think they're coming to check on their property. Elena looked at the assembled delegates, seeing their fear and their hope. The Arcturian Empire had fallen, but that was just the beginning. Now humanity and their new allies faced something far more mysterious. Well, she addressed the chamber. It seems the galaxy needs to stand united sooner than we expected. Who's with us? One by one, the delegates stood. Former enemies and neutral parties alike, they recognized that humanity had not just defeated the Empire. They had offered a new way forward. As the chamber erupted in declarations of support, Elena's quantum communicator pulsed with a message from Earth Command. Operation Phoenix is now in effect. May whatever's coming find humanity and its allies ready. The true test of the galaxy's new order was approaching faster than anyone had anticipated. But this time, they would face it together. Dawn of a new era. The Perseus Void Gate blazed with unprecedented energy, its ancient symbols pulsing with colors that defied description. The combined fleet of the newly formed Galactic Cooperative held position. Thousands of ships representing 28 species united for the first time in galactic history. Admiral Harper stood on the Shadowblade's bridge, watching the quantum readings spiral into patterns never before recorded. Beside him, Dr. Elena Santos and the Void Walker Catal monitored their own specialized instruments. The gate's quantum signature is evolving. Catal's ethereal voice resonated through the command center. These patterns, they're like nothing in our ancestral memories. The fleet had been positioned according to humanity's most advanced theoretical models. Ships equipped with both quantum and crystal tech formed the outer defensive rings, while pure quantum vessels like the Shadowblade maintained position near the gate itself. Energy spike. Lieutenant Park's voice cut through the tension. Something's coming through. The Void Gate's center erupted in a cascade of impossible geometries. Through this dimensional breach emerged a single vessel, if it could be called that. It seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously, its form shifting between crystalline perfection and quantum probability. By all that exists, Catal whispered. The architects themselves. The mysterious vessel dwarfed even the largest ships in the cooperative fleet. Its surface rippled with technology that made humanity's quantum advancement look primitive by comparison. We're being hailed, communications reported. The signal, it's reaching us through quantum, crystal, and dozen other channels simultaneously. Harper exchanged glances with Elena. This was the moment that would define galactic civilization. Open all channels. The bridge's quantum display filled with an image that took their breath away. The beams aboard the vessel were both familiar and impossible. They seemed to be made of pure energy, their forms suggesting the basic patterns that all known species shared. Children of the galaxy, the beings spoke, their words translating perfectly into all languages simultaneously. We are the architects. We have watched and waited. And now, you have surprised us. Elena stepped forward. We are honored by your presence. I am Dr. Elena Santos of Earth, and we know who you are, the architect interrupted, its form shifting like starlight on water. We know all of you. We built the Void Gates as a test, scattered them across the galaxy, and waited to see who would truly understand them. A test? Harper asked. Many species discovered the gates. Some mastered crystal technology. Others found different paths. But you, humanity, the architect's form, pulsed with what might have been approval. You did something unexpected. You learned, you hid, you prepared, and then you shared. The quantum displays showed images from recent events, the battle of the Void Gates, the formation of the cooperative, the sharing of technology. The Arcturian Empire hoarded power, the architect continued. Others sought only to serve or survive. But you understood the true purpose of advancement, to lift all who would rise with you. A new signal emanated from the architect vessel, flooding the quantum network with data. These are the full schematics of the Void Gates, and much more. You have proven worthy of the legacy we left behind. Elena's eyes widened as she scanned the preliminary data. This is beyond anything we imagined. It is yours now, all of yours. The architect's form encompassed the entire fleet. The galaxy enters a new age. Use it wisely. And you? Catal asked. Will you stay? Our time has passed. We guard the spaces between galaxies, ensuring tests like this continue. But here, now, in this galaxy, the future belongs to those who choose to face it together. The architect vessel began to pulse with energy. Remember this moment, children of the galaxy. Remember that it was not conquest or submission that brought you here, but the choice to stand as equals. As suddenly as they had arrived, the architects vanished, their vessel dissolving into quantum probability. But they left behind more than just advanced technology. They left a legacy. Proof that the galaxy's greatest achievements come not from domination, but cooperation. Admiral Harper looked at the assembled fleet, at the former enemies now turned allies, at the endless possibilities the architect's gift presented. Send word to all cooperative worlds, he ordered. The Void Gates are just the beginning. Together, we have a galaxy to explore. Elena smiled, Watching the quantum displays shows celebrations erupting across countless worlds. The Arcturian Empire's fall had not led to chaos, but to something new, something better. Humanity had hidden their strength for a century, revealed it in a day, and used it not to conquer, but to unite. Now, with the Architect's blessing and legacy, the real journey could begin. The dawn of a new era had arrived, and it belonged to all of them.